So I haven't built a computer in a while. And if you look at my channel, I mean, I do a lot of refurbish, repair, rebuild computers because that's just where the money is, just at least in my area. And I find better profits with that. It's a lot easier to take something like these old HPs and Dells. You know, most of the time people are just selling them dirt cheap, even on eBay and then local. If you check on the Facebook Marketplace, I mean, I've seen these things go for ridiculously cheap, like $30, $40 for something like an i7 6th gen. And something like this, I mean, you just pop in a decent graphics card that you could get cheap, and I mean, you're ready to go. You're ready to game. And then just buying something like this where, you know, you can refurb it, do some quick upgrades, and this will flip really easy. So that's where I kind of, you know, lean towards. And I like tinkering with the older stuff more so than the new stuff. Yeah, a fresh new build is kind of cool, the smell of new hardware and all that stuff, but this stuff is more profitable and I enjoy it more. But like most computer enthusiasts, you end up with a bunch of just extra parts just lying around, and then you want to get rid of it, but then you keep on holding it on for another project and another great idea. And that's the case with this stuff right over here. But I need to kind of clean up the garage because you see you got a bunch of computers over here, a bunch of parts up there, and well, also money is good and this stuff can make me money. So this is what we're going to be working on today. So I picked up this case at my local computer shop, Silver Knights PC, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Definitely check them out. Great shop, great people, and got it pretty cheap. Every now and then they have some clearance deals or some used deals, and I think I paid like, I want to say like $20 for this case. Can't remember, don't quote me, but it was somewhere around there. But it has 3 fans in the front, RGB, fan in the back, so you got 4 fans, complete case, RGB, which really helps sales. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I know some people love or hate it, but in this case, you put some blinky lights on it, people like it. And I have this. So for some reason, I've acquired a bunch of ITX hardware, and I've had plans to just do a bunch of stuff, but time to move on. And we're gonna move on with this one. So this is the Gigabyte A520 IAC. I had it, and then I had to do a RMA on it, and it worked good. And it was a great system. It's a Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigs of DDR4. I don't know what the speeds are. I'd have to look it up. And it's also got an M.2 and a 512. I do have this Noctua cooler on it. It's their low profile one, but we're going to remove and delete on that. And I'm going to use this stock AMD cooler, which that should be more than enough for this Ryzen 5 3600. And also RGB, so we kind of sync it and just get more lights going on. And I think that will work pretty good. Now, as far as the graphics card, this is what I got. So this is a R9 380, not a bad graphics card, not completely terrible, has 4 gigs of DDR5, works really good. And I mean, I'm going for a starter PC. This was something that I got real cheap. Actually, I think it was free. Yeah, I believe that was free. So yeah, I would probably want to go with something like a 2060 or even a 1080 to kind of pair off with this. But I mean, as I'm trying to sell a budget starter PC, I think this checks the box, and then you can tell the seller later on, hey, you can upgrade to a better graphics card and just get more FPSs. And typically in my area, everybody's looking for that low price $200 to $300 PC, and yeah, this will work. So to get us started, first thing that I need to do is, well, get it out of the bag, and we need to swap out this cooler. Now the good thing about building platforms like this is that they're way upgradable. I mean, somebody could pop in a way better CPU, GPU. You know, it's, if you sell it for the right price, it's really a good bang for the buck, and it gives them room to upgrade. So let's swap this out real quick. This cooler would work good, but I think I'll keep it for another project later on. And the only reason why there's no thermal paste on it is just, well, that computer, that was just consolidated, just to kind of lower the clutter. Now let's pop this original bracket on, get our mounting clips in. Now before we go crazy putting thermal paste on, I like to start with a clean surface, just like so. Same thing with the cooler. Just kind of clean everything up, you know? Got to throw on some thermal paste, but I'll do that off camera because, well, I don't want to trigger the comment section. Now that it's mounted, let's plug in. And then I got to route all these cables, which I think is going to possibly be a lot easier in the case, but at least get them started. Maybe tuck this under here. So now I need a power supply, and well, got a computer lying around over here. Let's get this guy open. All right, so, woo, yeah, spaghetti. Yeah, this is always the fun part of building computers, trying to figure out what goes to where and where goes to what. I mean, not that it's hard, but still. This is a ecosystem I have not messed with before, so I think that's gonna go there, split, something like that. So I've kind of gone through this spaghetti of wires, and I found basically what I need. We got our 4-pin and the SATA power. So this is powered by SATA, and then we have the LEDs right up here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use the RGB on this because I hate using, you know, extra software, and since they won't sync because it's two different systems, I don't know. We'll see how I feel during the build. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now is switch to the montage of the build, and let's see how it comes out. Alright, so she's all done, and installation was a breeze. So, not going to go with all the in-depth benchmarking and all that stuff. Just kind of going to run this one because this is one that I'm going to do a quick flip on. Just playing Fortnite, 1080p, medium settings, and we're getting over 100 frames per second easy. Even a battle royale, we're probably about 100 is the lowest. But the game plays fantastic. It's good. Once we put this up on the internet and people can see how well it plays this game, should sell fairly quick. So let's wrap this up. So now, the elephant in the room. Yes, it looks very empty. ITX and the ATX just, it doesn't look right. But for the price, everything we got into it, and how much we could flip it for and still make a decent profit, it checks the boxes, and boxes are definitely good. And considering the weird combination, it doesn't look too terrible. I mean, you do the best you can with cable management. If you look at these cables over here, we try to kind of keep them clean. The good thing about a full-size board is it kind of gives you more area to hide the stuff, but it works. Now the obvious, the weak part of this build is going to be the graphics card, because an R9 380, it works, but I mean, it's going to meet its limitations, and as the person tries to get into newer, better games or try to get more FPSs, I mean, it is going to hold the system back. Now pair this with something like a 2060, I would say, probably 2060. That would be the way to go, 2060, 2070. But I mean, for as cheap as we're going to flip this for, it works. So that's going to wrap up this video. It's been a while since I built a computer. Kind of felt good to do it and get into it. I realized how much I Not a fan of cable management, but it has to be done. You got to do the best you can with it. And hopefully I can get into more of doing actual whole builds instead of refurbish and repair. I do enjoy doing that stuff. Like I said in the beginning part of this video, it's more lucrative, but every now and then it's good to deal with some more modern hardware and build something fresh. So comment down below, thoughts, concerns, criticisms. Would you buy this PC even though it's an ITX and it's a bit naked and empty? If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.